How's everybody doing? This is Ruben once again with Ulosophy. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you've seen any of my past videos and you did enjoy the material, you benefited from the material, please like or comment on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe as well so you can keep up with all the new powerful information that we're releasing constantly. Now, also, if you find it in your heart to make a donation anywhere from $1 to $5, a cup of coffee, anything to keep this going, because this manufacturing of information through these venues, could be much better. There's everything runs on your support, so definitely keep that in mind. Now, for today's video, many people email me, and those who watch my videos ask me, what is the difference between, what makes the lessons from Ulosophy different or quote better than other lessons, other courses, that they're around, as far as motivation, self-help, spirituality, things like that. Well, that's exactly it. That's the difference. We focus on the intellectual part of having a higher quality of life, skills, the what to do, what sort of avenues you can take, your discipline, work. But we also focus on contentment, which really, if you were to summarize it up, that would be it. It's just that it's like making a stew. You're making a potato stew. You're making a beef stew. Beef is not the only thing in that stew. There's other ingredients in there. Maybe you put some tomatoes in there, maybe you put some potatoes in there, you put different spices, including the water, which makes a stew, right? But you don't call it water stew, or name all these ingredients and then say stew. You call it, I'm making a beef stew. That's what Ulosophy would be. Our main focus, if you want to say, is a spiritual, inner self peace stew. But there's also other ingredients. We believe in making things happen, working. The scriptures tells us, that every Christian should be employed. Paul tells us that if not, he shall not eat. Like, he does not have the right to eat. Every person should work, if able, right? Anything they can do. Everybody can do something. If you're still on this earth breathing, you can do something. Of course, some can do more than others, of course. But that's what the Bible tells us, that every Christian should be employed. If not, he should not have the right to eat. Basically, that's what he tells us on there. So we believe in that. We believe in, yes, we believe in being happy no matter what the situation is. We accept the fact that it's not going to be a plain road like many of these other courses promise you. Sort of like, it's going to be smooth sailing. But what we teach is that no matter what happens, no matter how many times you fail, you're still covered. So that's the thing. Be happy. We teach you, well, not really teach you, because you already know this stuff. And the way you know that you know this stuff is that when you hear it and you see it through the videos and you feel good, a peace within, that's you realizing the truth. Okay, So when you feel good, like you feel like, I feel like this is really helping me. This is really peace. It makes me feel good. That's you realizing your true self, right? So that's the thing, and you have the right to be happy and be content and be blissfully happy, and no matter what situation it is. Of course, if you just got a divorce and your house burned down and your cat died, it's gonna be really hard for you to feel blissful, and that's idiotic for anyone to say. But that's the thing. That's the thing that's what we teach. The more you resist, whatever you have will persist. It's part of life. Understanding certain aspects, but knowing that you can overcome them in a different way where the peace can be there, even though the grief may be going on at the outside. To put it on together, that is the difference. And really, to be quite honest, you know, we teach you that wherever you want to go for your dreams, you can go for them at full speed. Live life the way you want to live life. If you want to be a teacher in an elementary school, middle school, or if you want to be a business mogul, go for your dreams. Not and making you realize that not you don't have to be a billionaire, you don't have to be a millionaire. You can go after what you want. I have many people who follow my lessons. Some are, workers in all sort of fields. Yes, there's business moguls. Yes, there's this and that. But there's a lot of those who, they work as a janitor at a school. They work at a call center. They, some, do yard work, construction. Um, you know, there's all sort of fields. You, maybe you have in your mind that success is you being this business mogul and throwing money all over the place. And yes, that's part of it. But you don't have to be that if you don't want to, right? There's many who have learned so much and benefited so much from this information from all walks of life. And they decide some are good with having a house, live in a nice neighborhood, sending them kids off to college, starting a family, living happily ever after, learning lessons here, there, and there, and building up their skills and so forth, and being happy. Maybe their interest is not to go to, Ibiza or Venice every month, but they're okay if they go every other year or every 3 years. They may take every year. They may take a vacation somewhere else. They don't have to be there every single month, like business billionaire millionaire would be, right? And that's the thing. But at the same time, while you're going after your dreams, whatever that is, we teach you how to be spiritually rooted, teaching you who you really are. And no matter how many bumps in the road while reaching your dreams you may encounter, you can be happy, centered throughout your entire life. Now, the lessons we produce, the benefit of it is that I try to squish it down into basic form that you can understand. And it may take just a few hours a month for you to complete those lessons, because I come out with at least like three a week. 3 different videos a week, and that's like 3 different lessons. If you count them up in a month's time, you're looking at around 12 lessons, maybe a little bit more. Just depends on the frequency. If I have the intent to release more information, but ideally I find that 3 lessons a week is fine. So, and if you follow those lessons and you work on those lessons for that, for that month, that should be enough. I mean, the goal here is not to master it, because remember, you will never be able to master anything. There's always more. There's always more. As long as we live in this material world, there will always be more. Okay? It's like you already have it, but it's such a joy for you to discover. It's like you have a mansion, and there are like so many rooms, and you're so excited to check out every single room. You might not see everything that first day, but as time passes, you'll see the entire mansion, right? And then when we're all with Christ, then everything comes together. That's why the scripture says, in my Father's house there's many mansions. Your life, your capability to produce, the capability of this life for you is for you to build it the way you want. Is built in a way that makes you blissfully happy. That's going after your dreams, goals, and desires. That's discovering the rooms and the walls and the beautiful structure of your mansion. And then when this material experience ends and we're in Christ, then the full mansion is revealed, right? And then you live there happily ever after, So it takes a few hours a month, go over the video, maybe watch it twice till the next video comes out. A few hours a month, especially if you follow the YouTube videos. Future courses that I'm working on will be much more in depth. These lessons would take much longer, but these will be for those wishing to go deeper down the rabbit hole, because I know you guys will find maybe that interesting. So some of you who may find that interesting may want to go ahead and keep an eye out on these future lessons that I will be producing, and I should be coming out with one very soon. I sort of have a time frame on it, but I just don't want to give it to you until at least I'm pretty sure. Okay, but right now I'm just putting everything together. Now, Ulosophy is here to educate. That's the goal, to educate. Now it's interesting because the word educate, as you know, many of my teachings, I always teach my audience, or tell my audience, that the importance of having a great vocabulary, and that whenever you find a word that you don't know, to go ahead and look it up, get a better understanding of it, and going down to the root of the word, finding the origin of the word, the derivation. Even more amazing, because you get a clarity much deeper than that. I will go over it in another video. I have one, so you might want to take a look at it, but I'm thinking about going and making another one in the future, because I feel like I could have interpreted it better and add more information to it, because that's just a bird's eye view. But you know how, if you follow me, you know that I'm always, hey, go look up that word you don't understand, or if it's a certain word that you know what it means, and it's calling you for whatever reason, God is putting it in your road, go ahead and look up the derivation of it. Go look up the origin of it. See where it comes from. And you'll find out certain things, they'll start connecting with you. And those blocks that you have in life, you know, maybe you have a hard time being disciplined. Maybe you have a hard time in love and relationships. Maybe you have a hard time in friendships, in family friendships. Maybe you have a hard time communicating this or doing whatever it is. There's just some sort of energy block. And the reason it's blocked is because the energy is not flowing as it should. And that's caused by negative emotion. The negative emotion, just to give you a basic rundown, comes from not fully understanding the experience that you're going through. So that feeling comes from images that you produced in your mind. Those images come from words. That's how we communicate. That's our main form of communication as human beings. So it starts as energy. You have a certain feeling. There's a certain feeling, there's a certain vibration, certain energy. Your mind gets that energy, transfers it to words. Then your brain transfers it to images. And then the vibration releases. So it's like a flowing of energy all throughout your life. So if you come across something that you don't understand fully, there's negative. The free flow of energy cannot flow as it should. So there's a block, and negative emotion comes about. And that's because really it misunderstood. You don't understand the actual situation. So you feel fearful. You don't know what the future holds. Some of you really are getting it, but I don't want to make this video so long, right? But my goal here was Ulosophy's goal is to educate, which comes from the word educate comes from the Greek word educare, 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 if you want to say, which means educare. Greek word means to draw out or bring forth. To draw out or bring forth. Which is why our teachings release your abilities that you never knew you had forward. That's why many spiritual teachings, many other courses, people have epiphanies. Oh wow, that's true. Or you hear something, you have a realization. Maybe somebody said to you, you just have it in your head, it pops up, like, oh wow, you have that epiphany. That you've just been educated. Educare, which means to draw out or bring forth. This is why our goal is to educate, because we release your abilities that you never knew you had. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this video, please comment, like, or subscribe. I'll go over some more information as to why Ulosophy is important, why you should go ahead and continue to view the lessons and redo them again and again, and the benefit from it. So I want to thank you guys. Subscribe to the channel, like or comment or subscribe. If you find it in your heart, you like this video, you like any other video, go ahead and make a donation. Information is down below. You guys have a good one.